Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry I've been gone for so long. Been crazy busy with work, holidays, family, you name it. So I miss you guys very much. I know you guys probably miss me a lot too. So from now on, I'm gonna do a couple videos per week to make up for the time that I've been gone, and I want to do a couple reviews today. And right now, this video is going to be on a book that I recently read this year, and that is Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King. Released in 1983, and the story to this one is basically a town in Maine called Tarker's Mills. What happens is like the first of the year, January, a full moon happens, and there's an attack by a werewolf. And each month, there's a full moon, and every month there's an attack of either people or livestock of this werewolf, and the town's basically trying to figure out who it is or what it is that's committing all these like horrific deaths of people and livestock, and that's basically the premise of the story. And the page count for this one clocks in at 127 pages, so it's pretty short and pretty thin, as you can see, for a Stephen King book, because usually they're like 5 times the size, usually. But yeah, here's the side of it, and here's the back, and there's the picture of the king himself, the king of horror, Stephen King. Very nice picture. And I picked this up. I think it was either 2024 or 2025. I picked this up off Amazon, and you can get it for a pretty cheap price. And this is a re-released edition of it. And when it originally came out, it was in hardback, and um, this book is basically like a graphic novel. There's a lot of great illustrations in here, and the illustrations are done by Bernie Wrightson, and that's a bit of the illustration right there. It's a pretty cool picture there, and very stunning illustrations in here, I will say. I'll show you a couple of them. Here's the one that's on the front, only it's a lot bigger. The werewolf trying to break in, the guy trying to stop it. And there's also another one where werewolf breaks into a lady's house and kills her. And trying to find another good one for you. One where a little kid is being chased by a werewolf. And yeah, so very cool, stunning illustrations in here. Very good. And the story, I really like the story. I really like hearing stories about werewolves or like the dog man, as some people like to call them in real life. That is because there's a lot of legends of werewolves and or dog man in real life. But yeah, before this, he hadn't really written a story about a werewolf. And this is like the first and only story that I know of that that's like the main antagonist is a werewolf. Um, and I think the story is pretty fascinating. And what made me want to read this was because of seeing the movie Silver Bullet, which is very good. I have reviewed that, and um, comparing this to the movie, I'd say like I like the movie a little bit more because, because I mean, to be fair, the character Marty, um, uh, is in the story, and but he doesn't really come in until like much later in the story. So I feel like the movie did a little bit of a better job. Not saying that Stephen King did a bad job of writing it. Stephen King is a excellent writer. I just prefer like the movie more. But the story itself, I think, is very good. It's a quick read. you could probably read this within like a day or two. So it's definitely will take a lot less time than it would like a regular Stephen King book, as a lot of you know that a lot of his books are like fucking bricks. Um, and I like the werewolf antagonist. I thought that the character was well written, and honestly, like reading it, like the stuff that happens, like when he's like attacking people, like it's pretty creepy stuff, and um, and I like the fact that the townspeople basically trying to figure out, if it's a person, is it a wild animal that's committing these murders, like, and I like the fact that the other people don't know, even though we know, us being the readers already know, and the whole like aspect of it only happening when it's a full moon. Like I thought that was cool. It's like a stereotypical like Hollywood movie type of thing, where like it only happens on a full moon, like where like the werewolf comes out and starts killing people or killing other animals or stuff like that. And the uh, what was I gonna say? The uh, what was I gonna say? Forget what I was gonna say. Um, I think that this is not one of Stephen King's like best work, but I will say that it's definitely worth reading and definitely worth picking up. And I'm not gonna compare the novel to the movie Silver Bullet, and um, you know, I think that it was cool that like it doesn't really have chapters, but it also has like basically like if you're going through it, like it'll go January all the way to like December. So I thought that was really cool. So it's like a 12-month cycle of these killings by this monster, and it's basically showed like it's shown like a calendar basically, like it'll say, like for a while it'll talk about what happened in January, then February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And I thought that was pretty neat for Stephen King to do. And he hasn't really put out much of a story like this since then, like meaning like a graphic novel. I mean, there is Creepshow, that's obviously technically a comic book, but I think that was before or after this. Maybe I'm not really quite sure because I don't have the Creepshow comics. But for those who do have them, let me know in the comments if it was before or after this one. But yeah, he doesn't do novels like this, and I think that him doing something a little different, I can respect that because a lot of people, obviously aren't into the whole, you know, his books being like super big and super long and bloated and all that stuff. So I think that if you want to try to get into Stephen King, definitely would definitely recommend something short like this, or Carrie, or Salem's Lot, or something like that. Just so that you can get like the feel of it. Like I wouldn't necessarily start off with like It or The Stand if you're trying to get into Stephen King. Although I mean, like if you want to give it a try as your first one, I mean, go ahead. But I mean, I feel like for as like a starter, you should start off with something shorter, so that way you can see whether you like his work or not. Because I mean, a lot of people don't like some of his stuff, and that's fine. But because strokes are different, folks. But yeah, it's really well written, and I definitely would read this again, but it's not one that I would revisit a whole lot, if that makes sense. Not because it's bad, it's just that I like the way that the adaptation was dealt with a lot more, meaning the movie Silver Bullet, and some people might agree with that, some people might not, but that's okay either way. Let me know if you think that this book is better than the movie, or if you think the movie's better. Feel free to let me know. I'm open to everybody's opinions, and if you read this book, let me know Or if you have this book, we can talk about it in the comments. Or if you plan on picking it up, I recommend you do so. You should check BAM or any other bookstores might have it. You might not be able to see this one because this one's an older title, but some bookstores might carry it. Like BAM probably might. I don't know. Or Books a Million. You can try them. I don't know. Because, like I said, it is an older title, so this might be a little bit harder to find in the store, but you can always get it online for pretty cheap. And yeah, I got it for a pretty good price. And I don't regret purchasing it at all. It's a great story and a lot of spooky fun. Definitely something you want to read around Halloween. I think it's definitely deserves a read around Halloween season, I think. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.